All right, welcome to another episode of the Lockdown Podcast, continuing to pick apart Raw, SmackDown, any PLEs that have happened / are going to happen. We are on the precipice of the final episode of Season 3. So that is definitely exciting. It has been a ride. So how have you guys honestly thought this podcast has gone? Like, what do you think? Like, did you think initially of doing podcasting? Like, what are your thoughts on the journey?
I think it's going all right right now. I'm gonna set up another TikTok account where I'm gonna put down in the logo. I'm gonna make me a wrestling TikTok where I can post our stream stuff, and then sit there and talk about wrestling, and then take some clips from other people to learn. And I've been picking people's brains from other broadcasts on TikTok and Twitch.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm surprised I made it this long. And I'm
Yeah,
happy to
that's
be
true.
I
here.
mean,
Yeah, that's true. From the first day you
Yeah.
started with us, you're like,
you
Yeah, that
have
serious look.
you have been on 38 episodes.
Wow.
You started season 1, episode 14. It's been a ride, guys. It's
Yep.
been a ride. So this week it's a little bit different because we didn't talk about Evolution last week because it was on a Sunday while we were recording. So we'll talk about it now. Obviously, it's already happened. Obviously, there's been a lot gone on this week, which entails the fallout of Evolution. But so we get another run back with Becky versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, which again that I've been very outspoken about how the repetition of these three in regards to the Women's Intercontinental. Becky walks out, no real surprise. They weren't going to give her a small title run. I don't think the match at SummerSlam is going to be Becky losing either. I think Becky's going to hold that for a while. She's going to be the first, she's only the second person to hold it, so she's going to basically surpass Lyra before she loses it, is my guess. But kind of getting sick of the complacency of the same people in matches. And like we talked about beforehand, it's happening more times than we can count. So,
it gets annoying.
yeah. Now, we had the NXT Women's Championship match between JC Jane and Jordan Grace. This match kind of was a lead up to something bigger, I guess. Obviously, Blake Monroe basically accidentally hit Jordan Grace in the back with the belt, which obviously led to her losing. But I think this is just a segue to a build to something between Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. I guess we'll tune into NXT and we'll see what becomes of it this week, given it is kind of the fallout. So we had the big fatal four-way between Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Kabuki Warriors, Sol Ruka, and Zarya. That is a lot to say. And honestly, it was a solid match. I think you definitely got to see, especially more than the rest of the main roster talent, Sol Ruka and Zarya shine. Even though obviously, Raquel and Roxanne retained, you still got to showcase and you got to see a little bit more of what's brewing down in NXT when it comes to talent. So it was a great showing. Soul snuck in a double soul snatcher, which was amazing. If you have not heard of that move or seen that move, I honestly check it out. It's pretty insane. It's a better it's honestly another fun rendition of an RKO, but it's off the top rope. It's like a flip. It's pretty intense.
Oh,
So-
it's a nice move. The way she does it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So-
concerned about the longevity of her doing that move because she just lands so flat on her back. She may run into an issue, a similar issue that Randy Orton has when he with his RKOs, because it's just more impactful. I hope that she comes up with another finisher that she can rely on more so because when she gets to the main roster, I really would like for her to do something other and pull out that soul snatcher finisher
Or-
like when
or
it's
just
like
modify
really
it.
important. Yeah, maybe she can even just take the RKO. I mean, I would not be not be mad.
I think Randy would give the nod. And you could
Definitely would.
Soul KO. Let's go.
Yep.
Get that trending hashtag Soul KO. So we get the match between Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, and honestly, a good match, good showing by Trish Stratus. I take nothing away from her attempt at this, but we know full well Tiffany's on fire right now, and they are not taking that belt off her anytime soon. So, Tiffany gets the win, no real surprise. You know, it's good to see Trish, but like let the actual roster worry about championships because I don't want to put championships on legends or whatever you want to call them. Let's stick to the people that actually put in the work. So our next match was Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no hold barred match. Basically a no disqualification. I know I've said this a million times. I'm like, they just give fancy names to a no disqualification match. But good ass match though. Like I chalk it up to these two women literally beating the holy hell out of each other with whatever they can find. And just put on a fire match. Obviously Jade gets the dub on that, which again, no real surprise. I feel like they're definitely starting to finally push Jade more into being a dominant performer. So, you know, we'll see what becomes of that. We had the women's battle royal to basically get a championship match at Clash in Paris. Again, once the wrestlers started falling, you kind of started to gather who was going to win. They ever since Julia and Stephanie Vaquer have joined the main roster, they've literally been pushing them an exuberant amount, and I'm okay with it because it's fresh talent. So Stephanie Vaquer gets the win on that. I give it up to Lash Legends for being in the final two. Again, NXT stars showing they can put up some long time in a match. So good on them for that. We had the main event being Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley running this match back again. Obviously, Rhea has been chasing a W against Io Sky ever since NXT days. So it's been the thorn in her side, I guess you could say. But we get what honestly I would say is by far the best women's Money in the Bank cash in of all time up to current. Obviously, we only have about 8 to talk about, but like greatest cash in. Naomi cashes in, and I tell
Shock
you,
the world.
because she had us fooled, and I love when I'm fooled. I love when they totally flip the script on us. They totally just do something out of complete nowhere, you know. And I give it up to WWE because honestly, you had us going with the Tiffany Stratton angle, and then we get her cashing in on EO, and well done. And I think this is probably, actually, you know what? I guarantee this is the best Naomi we've had ever.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Totally agree.
Everyone's singing her praises, giving her flowers, and just recognizing that she's always had this in her. I think her leaving the way that she did, spending time away from the company, coming back, and then absolutely just killing it says volumes. Perhaps not in the way that she left, but when you go outside the WWE system and you experience what else is out there, you learn new things and you can grow. And then when you have the opportunity to come back, you can take those things that you've learned and that you can really improve your character and your showmanship. And it's probably always been there, just underlining or being pressed down by former management. And now we get the opportunity to see a lot of people grow and shine and show, like, reach a new level of I don't know, a new level of excellence, as you would
Right.
say, or new level of just being able to show and captivate the WWE audience.
Well,
So kudos to her.
break her glass ceiling, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yep.
think
Totally
that,
agree.
like you said, with previous management kind of holding things back a little bit. This is, I mean, Naomi's mic skills are on point at this. Like, it's really insane, and
She's
this.
got a lot better at it since she's left WWE, went
I mean,
to TNA and all that. She's got her mic skills a
well,
lot better.
in the whole caution thing is honestly,
Oh, I love it.
it's a chef's
Yeah.
kiss, man, because like,
Yeah.
the proceed with caution has like been plaguing us for since she won it, and then now she cashes in, and you're just like,
Yeah, that music, her music.
her
Just-
music is fire.
Oh, I love it.
Like, I think the glow thing was a fun thing. It was a Bailey Buddies kind of fun, but now we're
Yeah.
getting the serious.
I'm
gonna
hoping.
yeah.
I'm hoping like what they did last time when she's had the championship. They let her made it glow, but I'm hoping she takes it and does a twist with it and put caution on it and all that right across the championship belt, right in
Right.
the middle, put like a caution sign on it. I think it'll be sweet.
Yeah, I definitely see her holding it for at least 4 to 5 months. And obviously, so Raw kicks off with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi kind of having this exchange, and in typical Adam Pearce fashion, he comes out and basically makes a match official with Naomi defending her title at SummerSlam versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, which I think is kind of too much out the gate. Now obviously she's probably going to retain this, so I think from that angle, I think it's going to make her look way more dominant because, she's probably going to pin Io Sky like she already did it, at Evolution, which is something Rhea hasn't been able to do. And for her to win at SummerSlam is going to prove her dominance. I don't think her title reign is going to be just a flash in the pan. I don't think it's going to be something we forget about. I think we're going to have some banger matches. I think she's going to come out. I think she's going to come out on top on the majority of those matches for the foreseeable 4 to 6 months. And let her cook. Let this character she has done the work on, let it cook. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's great character work. I think this is a lot of her input more. This is, I would say, like 70-30 her input versus WWE pitching ideas, because I feel like this character has been suppressed down, and now it's just out the gate, through the glass, and now we're getting the best Naomi. So we get a match between Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez versus the Kabuki Warriors. No no real surprise with Judgment Day involvement from one dumbass Dominic Mysterio.
Mhm.
I am over this trope. I am over it. I am over it. I am over it. I know it's going to continue to fester us until the day Judgment Day implodes, but obviously with all the gold right now, I don't see that happening.
No,
So
I think it's stupid that they have all the freaking gold right now.
yeah,
You know, I don't mind because it makes them look um it makes them look like a real threat to um
The
to
roster.
anyone's championship. And it
Well-
just makes them look like a dominant group. And I think it was the complaint we had last year about Judgment Day is that because they weren't having any gold or they were just holding it, they kept making them seem like a dominant group when they weren't.
oh
So
yeah, I've said that a million times. So
now that they have like gold and they're doing these run-ins and stuff like that, now it's like, oh, I really wish they would stop doing that. It's kind of like,
I'm eating my words.
yeah,
But at the same time, I
make up
called
your
my
mind
shot.
of like what you want,
Yeah.
So you know what? Let them have gold and let them be a bunch of trolls and bullies messing up matches, doing all kinds of stuff. I think which gives them more credibility as being a threat and being a problem and being bad guys than them not having gold and doing that. Then we can have like the
Right.
complaint of like, oh man, they keep shoving us down our throat. We don't buy it, boo boo, and having that. But yeah, let them.
It's
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ate my words, and we'll just leave it at that. But the thing is, I'm eating my words, but I also am calling my shot.
Right,
And so like without gold, you can't talk about dominance. Like when it was Bloodline, when it was Jimmy and Jay as, the both Raw and SmackDown champions, you had Roman being Raw and SmackDown, champion. When you have that sort of dominance, it reflects on the characters that you're portraying.
True.
Right.
So you can't be a bad guy and not have anything to prove that you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
So back to again this Lyra Valkyria, Bailey, and Becky Lynch nonsense. They're not giving opportunities to anybody. Like they're not even like trying to hide their biased against the rest of the female roster when you have Lyra versus Bailey in a 2 out of 3 falls to face Becky. Like what happened to someone coming out and saying, you lost, get to the back of the line?
I would not be surprised if they're going to wait until again after SummerSlam, after that story settles, where we're either going to get 3 new feuds for all 3 of the women in for the Intercontinental Championship, or we're going to get 1 new feud for Becky and then Bailey and Lyra going at it for a feud, which uplifts Lyra and them trying to get her over and more either babyface vibes with her or making her a heel and making Bailey a babyface. By the way, Bailey, yes, please, more. So I think that seems like to be the only way to do it. Because Bailey is just, she's been on fire since she, came back after the WrestleMania problem. Lyra is improving as a character. You want to believe her, but yet she's going about it in a non-veteran way. She's going about it. So we probably have seen, this type of behavior with other like newer members to like the main shows. So, and then you just got Becky just being an absolute menace like her husband, and it's enjoyable, because for so many years Becky was the one who was looked over just like Bailey, and now Becky's like, she's still the man. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad that Becky's got a
yeah,
belt
I
and
Yeah,
She's just doing
it's
bad
just more
things.
about the repetition of the same, and like you said, maybe SummerSlam will be the creme de la creme. Becky
Mhm.
will win again against Lyra, and everybody will go about their business, about their way, and maybe leading into, maybe after that we get something. Like something different, something new, something fresh. Maybe we get a battle royal for a title match or something. But it'll come. Um, so we get this new whatever comeback of Nikki Bella, which I'm not too mad about. She's still young. She's not like some seasoned veteran. I mean, like some oldie. I mean, she's still plenty young. We get her back versus Chelsea Green. Nikki Bella obviously gets the win, and then obviously, the Secret Hervis come out to attack, and Stephanie Vaquer comes out, which to basically thwart off her service. So I feel like this is just a match in the books here for SummerSlam. I feel like we're going to get Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer versus the Secret Hervis. Um, it only makes sense. Um, from watching as much as I've watched over my lifetime of how things operate and how things come to be. So it only makes sense we're probably going to get Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer versus the Secret Hervis at
Oh,
SummerSlam.
definitely.
So, man. So Gunther comes out to address his win over Goldberg. And I don't know if anybody's seen the kind of the fallout after Goldberg lost or whatever. Basically complaining that he didn't get the best of Gunther. He got kind of a subpar final match. But I'm like, you're subpar at this point. Like, I mean, it's Goldberg. Like, you wanted this to be your last match. This is what you wanted, and it's done. It's over with.
Yeah,
There's no like comeback tour for Goldberg. Just be done. Just retire. Worry about whatever it is you worry about outside of the ring. I know his son is in the works, of in the performance center, I believe.
yeah,
Or
I think so too. That's a rumor that's been going around that he's been down
Yeah,
there.
I read a
yeah,
similar
so
rumor that he's really concentrating on playing football and trying to go pro after his time at Goldberg's son Gabe after his time at the University of Colorado. That he'll try to go pro, and if not, he'll start his pro wrestling training probably while he's doing in college. I mean, you really can't go wrong, if if WWE is your fallback and you've got a surefire way. But if I could just speak on the whole Goldberg complaining part, I thought about this, and I also read an online post or an online post about another WWE pundit saying, like Goldberg got a lot of extra treatment when they really just don't give, legends and veterans like that a going away celebration. I think the criticism of Goldberg complaining is fair. I think Goldberg complaining about how it went down is fair. But the really big absolute problem that I have with this whole Goldberg retirement match was the shirt that Goldberg had was atrocious and no one is commenting on it. It was hot garbage that got signed off as like, yeah, let's do that. We should all be more upset about that than we are about Goldberg's performances, about Goldberg complaining, about Gunther either underperforming or not caring. None of that matters. That shirt was hot garbage. And whoever designed that needs to be fired.
What shirt?
The last ride. It
his
was
like
it was
his
it was
last
it was
ride
it was the
shirt.
most basic T-shirt. Like there was
Yes.
no flair to it. It was literally just him in like a
It
car.
was and it was
I'm
crappy
gonna go look
artwork.
that up
It
and
was
see
like that
what it looks like.
70s like that 70s look of cartoony like
Like
hot Hot Ready.
the quarter sleeve shirt or whatever. Yeah, like it was
Yeah,
it was bad.
it was absolutely atrocious. Goldberg should have complained more about that than about wanting the build up for the match and how it could have went down. Yeah, that's fine, Goldberg, but there's a lot of health concerns. You've got a banged up, blown out knee that you needed stem cells on. You're kind of interrupting a flow and storytelling with Gunther, just to have your retirement match. Could it have been done a different way? Yes, I agree. And that it could have been more satisfying to watch. Yeah, absolutely. It was rushed. There was no thought because it was
Oh
an
God,
afterthought,
yes.
and they were just trying to like appease him and have it in there. Um, Outside of that, everyone's criticism of Goldberg, and his position is fair. It's like, hey, man, they cut our truth with nothing, and he is a 20-year veteran. The same with Shelton Benjamin. Same with Carlito. Same with Shayna Baszler. They dumped a lot of people and didn't give them no anything. They didn't even say we wish them best on their future endeavors. You got a retirement match on national television and got to speak afterwards after the show went off. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like you got ample time to end your story and let it be, let it ride, let it be done. And the thing is no one's fault. No one's like saying you're not a bad performer. It's just
they're
like
just
you've reached your time and that's it.
and you
I agree.
wanted one last match. You got it. Um yeah, and I think that's okay. That's fine. That's really great for you. Uh but to be honest, I can understand you being upset about it, but I think you're missing the point is that you should have been upset about that damn shirt and you weren't, and that's what really grinds my gears.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the
It's
WWE
bad.
shop. That looks so stupid.
Like that's not very.
Yes.
It's like
That
it's not
looks
Goldberg esque.
dumb.
It's like it's like
No, not.
it's like someone drew a caricature and put him in put him in a
Yes.
car. It's
And
just bad.
he wore that. He wore that on national television for a promo, for a couple
Yeah.
of them. And I'm thinking, of all the shirts they can push and all the merch, you're like, no, absolutely not. I mean, just let that be the reason why he's upset. He needs to go back and redo all these interviews. It's like, you know what? I had to wear that awful, god awful shirt, and that's what I'm really upset about. I'm sorry, people. and then just move on. And then be like, yeah, you're right. It's an awful shirt.
It's
So yeah, but he
but
got
that's
his
what really
match.
that's what really grinds my gears.
Bad t-shirt designs. Yep. Oh,
It's a doozy, man. It is a doozy.
yep.
But back to the task at hand. Frederick rant corner over. I
T-shirt.
I share this. I always love to share the spotlight on others who want to rant. This is a safe space. So we get a number one contenders gauntlet match to figure out who's going to face Gunther at SummerSlam, and what a waste. So Braun Breaker does what Braun Breaker was basically saying he was going to do, and he was going to basically run the gauntlet, and he ran through Penta, he ran through LA Knight, he ran through main event Jey Uso, and yet somehow here comes CM Punk, who the reason why they put CM Punk at the last was because he could not put on the match quality of Braun Breaker. He's old.
No, I
And
disagree.
they wanted him because we already knew we were going to get CM Punk because it wasn't going to I wanted Braun Breaker just because I felt like Braun Breaker versus Gunther was a better match than CM Punk chasing a title that he ain't going to be Gunther. Like
I'm a CM Punk fan, but I could see Gunter coming out on top.
Here's the thing. Like earlier this year when they were over in like I guess France or Belgium or wherever it was, there was a dark match between Gunther and CM Punk, and apparently CM Punk won that match. So I do see them putting a championship on CM Punk just to move him away from the championship scene. So it pleases everybody on the CM Punk side and CM Punk fans. So they can say he's been a champion in WWE and he's been a champion everywhere he's gone. Right? Okay. Booking CM Punk last because one, he's a draw. Two, he's more so a veteran than everyone else that went through, even though there are some people in that whole gauntlet match that are veterans outright in the industry, with Penta, Jey Uso. But because there's no Seth Rollins because of injury or, them milking an injury or whatever have you, I think it made sense to put him last and then for CM Punk to get the win because Braun Breaker has pretty much ran, the entire gauntlet and now he's tired, fatigued or whatever have you. So that, I guess that would have been the story. And then a crafty, veteran, gets one over on a younger talent who has just raw strength and power. And it makes sense to do it that way. Again, that's a WWE recipe, and we've seen them do that thousands of times to build up. It doesn't make Braun Breaker look weak, because the explanation, like I said, could just be like he ran through 3 other people before, CM Punk gets in the way. And with CM Punk being a draw, they're not going to have CM Punk lose like that.
Yeah,
on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, I still honestly, at the end of the day, I don't see Gunther being dethroned by CM Punk. I think it'll be a great match, but but we really can't gloss over that Roman Reigns came back though, which is it's sad. It's sad that it's kind of a glossed over topic because he came back to Raw and Netflix, even though he's only gonna be around for a couple weeks. Then go film Street Fighter. So like. It was the Seth Rollins wasn't there, and they had to have someone. And honestly,
and good on them for getting
it's good filler. It's good filler for that particular show in that particular city that they got to see the great Roman Reigns. But obviously, you can definitely see, there's still him and CM Punk still ain't good. Because Jey Uso came back, and obviously him and Roman are straight, but there was still that just kind of, I didn't come to help you,
right?
But
you had CM Punk reaching up like, "You gonna help me up?"
No,
Roman had that look on his face like
I'm surprised he didn't give him a stone cold middle finger, but
yeah.
So SmackDown kicks off with this accident that happened, which, gosh, if they don't do one of these once a year, I'm not surprised. But because I feel like they did that not too long ago with an accident that happened in the parking lot, but I honestly don't even. I'm gonna gloss over it. But so we're getting Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez at SummerSlam. And we're basically going to have these matches. They had one last week Charlotte Flair defeating Raquel Rodriguez, and then this week we're gonna get Roxanne versus Alexa Bliss, and I feel like I think Charlotte Flair obviously got the win. I think Alexa Bliss will get the win, and I think this will lead us into the land that we never thought we would. We never thought we'd see this pairing, because it's a very odd pairing, but like somehow it works because they're both veterans. They know how to angle things. They know their characters know how to do what they have to do to look legit and look somehow not on the same page, but when they're wrestling them, they're on the same page. So I'm all for it. I hope Alexa and Charlotte go on and win tag team gold at SummerSlam.
Well, I think
I
they're
just
going to
want-
be a great tag team.
I wonder if it's going to be something along the lines of the Daniel Bryan Kane kind of tag team, where it's just like these two really weird pairings that just works.
Yeah.
And then we get these kooky, crazy like stories from them,
Yeah.
or will we get something like, I don't want to be known as a loser, so I'm not going to let my partner lose, and they're both jockeying
Right.
for who's the better, like
Yeah.
who's the better of the two or whatever have you. So it's always like this uncomfortable feeling, but they always like pull it together to win because they don't want to be losers.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
and that's what Alexa Bliss did anyways to get her in the picture, because she says, "Oh, I want gold and I want this," and she's like, "You're welcome." And so I think that this puts gold on them at SummerSlam, and I think it's, like you said, it's a weird pairing, but I think it works. It gives both of them some kind of story to work with, and maybe we get, something down the road with them. Later, maybe next year, maybe we get an Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair trifecta matches, maybe. So I like what they do. I think Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are definitely great showmen or showwomen. And so I think their professionalism will out trump their personal feelings. So, so we've had this off and on debacle between Aleister Black and Damian Priest, and now Carmelo Hayes interjects himself, and we've had Ron Killings interject himself, and there's been this whole chaotic little miniature tornado. And so we get Damian Priest against Carmelo Hayes, and yes, Damian wins against him, but Aleister Black gets the last word, and again with the WWE trope, this is going to lead to Damian Priest and Aleister Black at SummerSlam, is my prediction. Actually, it's probably a spoiler, not a prediction. So, and I think that's a good lead up. I think it's enough to be a good mid card match because Aleister Black is a star. Damian has kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit, so this is a good story for him to get involved in. And maybe we get the next 2 weeks, we get a build. Maybe Damian Priest gets the best of Aleister Black, and we get a good build to SummerSlam.
We'll see.
So Jacob Fatu, after this whole accident thing, basically falsely getting arrested, and Solo gets arrested. I mean, and it's like, it's so funny that we have these police officers that look like they got their gear from a costume store.
They did.
And it's funny. This is just some good funny input that, just good. It's good filler, honestly. But obviously Adam Pearce ends up saying, to Solo that it's Solo versus Jacob at SummerSlam in a steel cage, which I think this is going to be fun. You're going to put the Samoan werewolf against Solo in a cage. I look forward to this. Jacob getting his title back.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if Jacob wins this without help, and maybe Jimmy is the help, Jimmy Uso. But I do think this could be a career-defining match for Solo, not as much for Jacob, because we all, and some of the people watching has seen, what Jacob can do. And maybe this is just like, all right, go out there, have fun, but do your couple of spots that we like, and but outside of that, go out there and have fun. Maybe we get like a surprise
Yeah.
with maybe Azilla Fatu shows up, just to be like,
And I think that'd be a good spot to do it. I mean, they
yeah,
did the same thing with Tonga. So, I mean,
yeah,
I think, the bloodline amount of wrestlers we have at our disposal are freaking unlimited. So I
Yeah.
think this would be a good surprise. Maybe Solo starts walking out and Zilla comes up and slams the door in his face or something. Something of that nature. Maybe comes out and wards off Tamatonga, Talatonga, all that mess. But I look forward to what they do with it. I think it's a story that, again, doesn't have to be at the forefront, but it's good storytelling. Just because, again, the bloodline stuff is so deep, you don't know which side they're going to take.
Right.
So we get Stephanie Vaquer versus Elba Fire, and obviously we all love the Devil's Kiss. I don't think any male does not enjoy a good Devil's Kiss. Obviously she gets the win. Not the last laugh with her, the Secret Harvest, the rest of it, freaking destroying her at the end of that match. So this is a trope of all trope that we're going to get Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer versus the Secret Harvest at SummerSlam. That is not a prediction. That is a spoiler. So, so we get a number one contenders match for the Wyatt Sixes Tag Team Championships. Andrade Rey Fenix versus Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium. And I love this. I honestly love this. Oh, sorry, with DIY as well. So it's a fatal 4-way. I love that Andrade and Rey Fenix won. I think this puts Andrade back on track to winning gold. I don't think they win it I don't think they win it, but at least being on track to win it is half the battle. And Andrade, he did get kind of lost in the shuffle when he did return, so I like that they're putting him back in something.
Agree.
So the end of the show kicks off with Cody Rhodes and John Cena basically signing the contract, and in typical fashion, we all know what happens. And John Cena is basically saying, "Oh, I'm doing this, and this. I won't be there," which is complete nonsense. Like it's literally in your contract because this match is already under a contract before you guys sign the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the contract signings, I would say 9 times out of 10, the contract signings always end with a fight and someone going through a table.
Pretty much.
There's a rare occasion that it doesn't, but did you guys see the clip of when Cody Rhodes did it? And Cody Rhodes, like, he just basically kind of like fell off the top rope and kind of did like a Superman onto him. Yeah, like oh man.
Holding the contract in his hand.
And I don't think him holding John Cena's hand and signing is validating of a contract, but we'll let it ride.
I think it's funny. It's just as ludicrous as like Rhea Ripley interrupting a Bianca Belair and Io Sky's match and then signing herself into the match. It's just as like, what? When we were able to start doing this kind of crap, Yeah. Yeah. WWE.
So before we talk about the current matches we have at SummerSlam, I want to get what I talked about in the group chat. And so I want to know your guys' top 5 entrance music. And before you get to that, like, mine are all just non-current. I mean,
Right.
Actually, mine. None of mine are current wrestlers because, like I said beforehand, is that music back then meant more because it wasn't like some drawn out theatricness. It was literally just the music hit and shit was going down. And so I will go from the bottom up. I have 5. I have Kane.
All right.
And Kane, when he had actual vocal music, not just like the original kind of Undertaker-esque entrance, just when they finally kind of let him do his thing, especially when he went without a mask. So I have Kane at number 5. We can work your guys' way up from the bottom. So what do you guys have?
My number 5 is going to be Undertaker's Ministry theme.
Ooh.
All right. My number 5 is Nation of Domination. We Are the Nation.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Good group. Very good group.
Yeah, it was just
You knew shit was going down when that music
yeah.
hit.
yeah.
And I think like that's what makes music, when again back then, the music was telling their story. Like it was more on point with their character versus just some tossed in music like they have now. So number 4, I have Triple H. And because full well, as soon as that dun dun time to play the game, like you knew that shit was going down. And even now when he comes out and he has his music and everything, like there's just like the crowd is just erupting. So I have Triple H at number 4.
Say my number 4 is going to be from WCW. Mine's going to be the NWO Wolfpack theme.
Oh, that was a good theme. It didn't, to me, it like remembering that theme, it felt more like the cool kids were coming to the ring and they were going to do some cool stuff, and then they were going to just kind of like joke around and have fun, and then they were going to leave,
Right.
Red and black face painted Sting. You had who else was in Wolfpack?
You had
Hall and Nash.
You had Hall, Nash. You had Sting. You had Big Papa Pump. You had. I
think Luger was in that.
He was
that as well. Maybe Conan.
Conan was in it. Conan kind of jumped back and forth with the old black and white.
Yeah.
What's your 4, Frederick?
Number 4. My number 4 is Stone Cold's glass break versions of his theme. Anytime when you heard that glass break, you knew it was about to go down.
Which one? It was the one with
it wasn't
me personally, mine with Stone Cold's breaking glass one will be the one with Disturbed.
Right, it's not that one. Although that one is
the
pretty
OG,
good.
like the OG,
the OG. Yep, the OG.
I did like that one, and I did like the one where he was part of the Alliance.
Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't care for the Disturbed one, but it wasn't bad. It was just that Disturbed was like this really hot rock band at the time, and people just wanted to try to emulate, and it was fine, but it wasn't as good as just the original OG.
Yeah.
Seth?
So number 3, man. Oof. I have Ultimate Warrior. And I say that not because like you knew shit was going down, but it was just the energy. Like that music hit, he's running down the thing. He never walked to the entrance ring. Like it was like so much energy. That music hit, it was just like you just knew that like something special was gonna happen. So I got Ultimate Warrior. 3.
Tim, who you got?
My number, or are we on 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
My third one is going to be a female wrestler.
Oh,
I'm going to go with the old school 9. I'm going with China. China's theme.
9 Wonder World. Man,
all right.
I loved when her music hit.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
almost
And
forgot.
seeing her in person come out to that music was good.
Oh, she was terrifying. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like,
In such the greatest way possible.
yeah. I mean,
I will
she,
always support her no matter what. And I know WWE doesn't want to put her in the Hall of Fame because of certain reasons, and I know those reasons, and I fully understood that. But still, she will still be my all-time favorite. She's up there. She's up there with Sable's theme.
Ooh.
Mm. So my number 3 is probably Tim's number 1. It is CM Punk's Cult of Personality. Why? Because Cult of Personality is the greatest rock song of all time.
Oh yeah, that's a
And-
good song and great band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially
so-
the multiple times they've played live.
Oh
Yeah.
Like it's like there's just something different about like rock music in general, is that like the voices of rock artists are exactly what they are. Like they're not covered up by any kind of filtering. It is literally just them singing. And yeah, I definitely love the music. It's fun too, and it really just fits CM Punk too. Like it's and ever since he started with that music, you're just kind of like, okay, it just fits. So number 2. Honestly, I'm crossed between Undertaker, like the OG, just the gong hitting, and American Badass Undertaker entrance,
Mm.
just because the motorcycle was fucking cool.
Seeing that in person was fucking dope too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's I think the Undertaker he just had that certain allure about him that
Right.
like when his music hit, like it was gonna be slow and methodical, but you knew as soon as he got in that ring, shit was about to go down. So
Yeah. I don't have a number 2 because it's a tie with number 1. So I'll leave it at that.
Tim, what's your number?
My number 2 is gonna be Triple H's theme, not the game.
King of
It's gonna
Kings?
be mine's gonna be the 1999 theme, where he came out with China at first, and he started switched to Stephanie, and I like that theme the most out of any Triple H's themes.
So is that the Play the Game? By
No, it's
Motorhead?
more like it's my time.
Okay. Because he's had like 3 themes, 3 or 4.
He's
Not
had
including the
he's
not
he's
including
had
the
he's
He's
had
Generation X.
the DX one won't count as his theme. That's a group theme.
Okay.
But he's had a total of 4. He's had the game. His first theme was when he was where he bowed down to people. And
yep.
there was that one, and then this one, it's My Time, then the game, then King of Kings.
Yeah.
And if you want to count his teams he's been in, like a faction, would be Degeneration X and Evolution.
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
That one.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about this one.
That one was my all-time favorite one by him.
Yeah, I forgot about that theme because it still had game vibes. It was just before the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Well, number
Right.
one, I mean, I still like the OG glass shattering Stone Cold. So
Yeah.
just because his character was, I mean, he went under so many character changes over the year. Like it was just kind of there was silly characters, but it's like as soon as the Stone Cold theme came, it was just like, and he kind of came down like kind of walking with a mission, just kind of him and his knee braces like so. That's
Yep.
my number one. So I
My
what's your
number one will be Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah, thinking about that.
That's
Yeah,
when
that
he
is
was with China, when he was
yeah,
kind of dating.
yeah. That's
Viva
a
la
good one.
raza.
Yep, that is a good one. My number one is, like I said, is a tie, and it's a tie between Nakamura's Rising Sun and Finn Balor's Catch Your Breath. I think both of those themes are outstanding. Uh, they just,
You talking
yeah,
about
they really get you
catch your
hyped
breath for
for a
the
match.
demon?
Uh, yeah. So, yep.
And
Yeah,
they
it's
keep showing the demon theme, the demon lunchbox in the clubhouse too. I'm wondering
well.
if
I
that means
mean,
anything. You know?
you can't like not have Balor without his demon. He's just not using it right now, right? I don't even really think there's a need for him to use it. He's
No,
not going up for like, singles gold, and it's like
but it's
it's
just a fun little Easter. Not even like an Easter egg, 'cause it's visible. But like
right.
I
It
feel like it
might.
is
Yeah,
just kind of funny. It could be just a sign of things to come.
yeah,
And then maybe once we get that downfall, we get him back.
right.
But
And
you know,
Shinsuke Nakamura's Rising Sun theme, when that violin hits and people are just like
oh, he
singing
will
along
it's
to the
like, oh yeah,
violin, and he's doing his dance or whatever he's doing to the
yeah.
ring. It's just so like you want to see him win because it's
Well,
like
and especially
majestic and energizing, at the same
well, and
time. I just
especially when they have the guy
yeah.
playing the violin to it
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when
Yeah.
I
I
can't like
like
it.
when what's his name came out with him, the one that got hurt.
Rick Boogs,
Yeah,
man.
when he came out with a guitar.
Yeah.
Man, Rick Boogs, man.
Yeah.
The only wrestler I've picked up in real life.
So yeah, fun fact, he's gonna be on the relaunch of American Gladiators.
As he should.
Yeah, because solid, solid
He's
guy.
Okay, he's a beast. He's a
he's
big boy.
he's literally like if you look at a strong man on any photo from like a traveling carnival, he is literally that's the
Yeah.
he
He
just
like
walks around.
Yep.
wear that fanny pack.
Hey, dude, that fanny pack, he legitimately had his fanny pack on when I picked him up. I mean, it was, fanny pack, like really basic, like clothes on, like nothing like no suit and tie. It was literally jeans and like a faded glory, like t shirt. It was, but yeah,
That was fun. That was fun, guys. Yeah.
so
It was.
I know we're on the precipice of season 4. Oh.
Ooh. Oh boy.
So SummerSlam has I think 7 or 8 matches I calculated that are currently already in the books. Um I don't think SummerSlam's going to have as many matches as WrestleMania, but it's like right now we have like 7 or 8 and we've obviously talked about 2 or 3 more that could happen
It
at
is a 3 night.
SummerSlam. So I think we're going to be kind of a 6-6 kind of night or a 6-7 match card. Right now we
I
have
think night 2 will probably be 7. They'll probably say that at the biggest.
yeah. So we have John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight.
That'll be night 2,
That'll probably headline it.
probably.
We have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. We have the women's world champion Naomi versus Rhea and Io Sky. We have Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship.
You got Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew and Logan Paul.
Yeah. And you have the Women's Intercontinental, Becky Lynch versus Lara Valkyria. This will be a point in the show when I go to the bathroom.
That's rude.
What are they gonna do? Come out and post in the comments? That's what I'm going for.
See,
Where are you going?
The
We're in a goddamn match right now.
half the stadium leaves.
Peter Cup.
I think it'll be a good pacing for the show, and no one's gonna be that disrespectful.
No.
I mean, there'll be a couple of disrespectful people, but
I mean, we won't even go down that segue because I know what Frederick will say. Anyways, so we have Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and United States Championship match, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. So, man, that's a lot already. And I know, like I said, we will probably see a Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer versus Secret Harvest, maybe. I hope they don't piddle that away on the SmackDown before, like they've done in the past, when they've put things on the match card that were garbage that could have been on the Friday and put good things that could have been on the actual PLE match card off of it. So I hope they do not screw this up. Because this is the first 2-night SummerSlam, they best not screw it up, because otherwise fans will chat. We will chat.
Oh yeah, they'll give themselves some feedback on that.
All of my 63 subscribers on YouTube and my 39 followers on TikTok, we will talk.
Damn right.
Yeah. I keep on getting slowly but surely more followers.
That's
for the show, baby, for the show. But yeah, so we have finally reached the end of season 3, which, congratulations, guys. We've made it. Adrian, we made it. Yay! Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Captain Chunk. Yes, we have made it. But we will do as we do. We will put a pin in this. And we look forward to starting season 4 with you guys next week, in which we will basically hopefully have the majority of the match card for SummerSlam to pick apart as we do and give our thoughts on it. But this is the Lockdown Podcast. Peace!